Welcome to the Leadership Decoded podcast. Here, we provide you practical tactics to help you lead at your very best at work and in your everyday life. I'm your host, Dr. Will Ramey, a former U.S. Army officer, a current leadership development workshop facilitator, and Executive Education Adjunct Professor. Today, we're talking about something surprising, the power of unfocused time. We live in a world that prides ourselves on hustle, on productivity, on busyness. We wear it as a badge of honor, and it is killing us. Stress, overwhelm, burnout are all on the rise. What if the answer to becoming more focused was actually taking time to be unfocused? Let's dive in. This episode is brought to you by Sweat Tent, the industry leader of the portable at-home wood-burning sauna. Being a leader can be stressful. That's why I've been a sauna user for many years. Did you know that consistent sauna usage 3 to 4 times a week not only relieves stress and improves sleep, but it also enhances your physical well-being and fosters mental resilience and cognitive clarity to be a better leader? And you no longer have to go to a crowded gym or buy one of those expensive and bulky at-home setups to experience the benefits of a sauna. Sweat Tent is the most portable and affordable at-home sauna on the market. The setup takes minutes and can reach 200 degrees in under 30 minutes. Harness the power of the Sweat Tent sauna to lead with clarity and poise. Sweat out stress, ignite creativity, and emerge a more focused leader. All Leadership Decoded listeners will receive $100 off when you use code LEAD100. Visit sweattent.com today to get $100 off your purchase with code LEAD100 at checkout. Again, that's sweattent.com to get $100 off with code LEAD100. Sweat Tent, improving your ability to lead at work and in your everyday life.
This episode is brought to you by C&G Tutoring. Founded by Janelle and Chris Seaton, C&G Tutoring is Northeastern Pennsylvania's leading tutoring service. Our experienced, state-certified tutors provide personalized, one-on-one sessions tailored to each student's unique learning style. From math and science to reading, writing, and even Spanish, we cover it all. We also offer top-notch SAT prep designed to help students sharpen the skills they need to achieve their goals on the SAT. Join the countless families who trust C&G Tutoring with award-winning educators and a 5-star parent rating. We offer in-person and virtual tutoring using 21st century learning techniques. Visit cngtutoring.com today and start your child's journey to academic excellence. C&G Tutoring, ignite your mind.
This episode is brought to you by Fit AF. As a leadership coach, I understand the importance of fueling both body and the mind. Balancing coaching sessions, workshops, and personal development can be demanding, and that's where Fit AF steps in. Fit AF offers an ever-changing menu crafted by top chefs and nutrition experts to ensure you're getting the best quality meals. Their diverse selection caters to various dietary preferences and needs, including keto, paleo, vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free, and more. As a valued listener, enjoy an exclusive offer. Get 20% off your first order of 7 meals or more by using code LEADER at checkout at fitafnutrition.com. Again, that's code LEADER for 20% off your first order of 7 meals or more at fitafnutrition.com. Recently, I discovered a very powerful methodology and approach to working. And shout out to my friend and colleague, Jason Henkel, over at Focus to Evolve. Spacious Productivity and Balanced Thriving. This program has really shifted and changed how I work. I used to be the person who would check emails at all hours of the day, who would constantly stay connected. I would read every little bit of every little thing. And I would work through lunch. I would work through breaks. I was at my office, and I'd also be the person that would go home all hunched over. I needed to stretch and open my back up because I was just in my desk, 90% of the time with my team, 10 to 15% of the time. When I was out out with my team, I'm checking emails while I'm out there. And it was just, I thought I was doing something great. I was always informed. I had most answers to everything I needed to know, but it was go, 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 go. I was also about 25 pounds overweight. Even though I was exercising 5 to 6 days a week, I had blood pressure of 160 over 100, and I had a very irritable demeanor and agitated approach to being home. I was trading what I thought was this ability to be high performing for being healthy and focusing on well-being. And what I found through this program at Focus to Evolve is that you can have both. If you can engineer your day to tap into those cognitive abilities, those biorhythms that you have as a human being, you can be the best, highest, peak performing person in the room as well as the most well-rested, thriving, and person who has time in their day for exercise and looks forward to time with family, time with friends, and is not killing themselves in the office. One of those resources that I found in this program is a book by Dr. Srini Pillai, and the book is called Tinker, Dabble, Doodle, Try. Dr. Pillai is a neuroscientist, and in his book, he reveals that building intentional, unfocused time into your life can unlock your brain's hidden potential. We spend time and we spend money on how to become more focused, higher performing. How do I focus in and really, get more done and be more highly productive? And we do time management, we do productivity hacking. And one of the secrets is really two sides of the same coin in performance is focused time and unfocused time. So Dr. Pillai describes your ability to unlock your hidden potential is leading to greater creativity, problem solving, and even productivity by building in unfocused time. Imagine a mental space where your brain isn't locked into tasks and goals. When your brain and you let your mind wander, pause, reflect, and even engage in something playful, engage in something relaxing, ping pong or darts or something that you allow your mind to just kind of shut off, even though it's working in the background, and you're having fun, you're having enjoyment, you're relaxing. So contrary to what we've been taught, letting your mind unfocus isn't lazy. It's scientifically proven to boost creativity, to boost memory retention, and to boost quality decision making. See, we think in this hustle culture, in this busyness, badge-wearing culture that we're in at work, that the more you do, the more focused you are, the more you get done, the more you jam into your calendar, the busier your calendar is, the better you are. And what if we can do better with less time, with less effort along the way? Flip that coin. Understand what unfocused time is all about. Here's why. Here's what the science says when we break this down. When your brain is in focused mode, it's working hard on a very specific task. When your brain is in focus mode, you are honed in on whether it's writing something, whether it's reading a report, whether it's crafting a decision brief or writing an invoice or a proposal. Your brain is hard at work on a specific task, and you're tapping into something called the Central Executive Network. The CEN, also known as the frontoparietal network, is a crucial large-scale brain network involved in high-level cognitive functions. Its primary function is sustained attention, which helps maintain focus on tasks. It's working memory, which involves actively holding and manipulating information, right? Being able to see the ones and zeros, the formulas, the data reports, the analytical reports. Key function also is complex problem solving. So being able to engage in rule-based problem solving and decision making. If I see a red on a report, I do X. If I see a green on a report, I do Y. If I see a email from my boss, I react, right? And it's also a key function is goal-oriented behavior. This CEN directs actions based on internal drives and preferences. And we get into a habit of I pride myself on being busy. I pride myself on jumping from task to task to task to task to task to task to task. I pride myself on working through lunch and shoveling food in while I'm working on something and not taking in that nourishment and time to digest and really enjoy it. But when you allow your mind to unfocus, a powerful network called the default mode network activates. This network helps connect ideas to solve complex problems, and it even helps ignite creative breakthroughs. The default mode network is a large-scale brain network that is most active when the brain is at rest and not focused on the outside world. When the brain is at rest and not focused on the outside world, how many of us in our day, in our 8 to 10 to 12-hour workday, schedule time for our brains to rest? How many of us experience the fog of the late afternoon? I can't think straight. I can't make a decision anymore. Or I need to put extra time and energy so that I can make a decision. Because we have burnt through All that time where we needed to give ourselves unfocused time to recover, we've burnt through and expended that, throughout our day, so that by 2:30, 3:30, 4:30 in the afternoon, we feel exhausted. And it doesn't have to be that way. The key functions of the default mode network are self-referential thinking. This involves thinking about yourself, including self-reflection and self-criticism. So when we give time to think through things and think about how we act, to think about how we wanted a situation to go, right? This default mode network controls that self-referential thinking. It also controls mind wandering. So this DMN engages in daydreaming and spontaneous thoughts, those thoughts that pop into your head when you're out walking, those thoughts that pop into your head when you're drifting off, just staring out of your window at a beautiful landscape, or you're staring at a piece of art and you get a thought that pops into your head. Another key function is the memory and future planning. The DMN plays a role in recalling past experiences and imagining future scenarios. So in other words, when you think you're doing nothing, right? Because you feel a little guilty sometimes when you just take those 10 minutes to stare out your office window, or you take those 10 minutes to go sit on the park bench and just watch the birds, eat bird food, or as I like to say, watch the world go by. You feel guilty doing that because you think you're doing nothing. Your brain is actually working in the background. It's processing, it's reflecting, it's innovating. So you have to give your brain all these pieces of data and stimulus and things that we collect throughout the day. It piles up. You've got to give your brain time to sift through those, to connect those dots, to reflect back on what happened and why, to catch yourself back up. But if we're focused on task, you don't have that unfocused time here, you can't make those connections. So even though unfocused time is incredibly valuable, many of us struggle to allow ourselves to take those breaks, to step away, because we're taught and trained, be there for your team, open door policy, give to others, serve others at your best. And we want to do that. But if we truly want to do that at our best, we've got to take those small breaks, those 10 to 15 minutes, those 15 to 20 minutes to reset ourselves, to unfocus, to connect those dots, to find those solutions so that we can serve at our best and be the peak performer in any room we walk into. You've got to take care of yourself to do that. So why do we not allow ourselves time to do this? First, we live in a productivity-obsessed culture. We have been conditioned to believe that success comes from the constant action, multitasking, back-to-back meetings. Taking breaks can feel almost irresponsible. I've had this conversation time and again at work, amongst my peers. It is, my calendar is so full, I don't have time for XYZ. And it's true. You look at their calendars and it's jam-packed. And that is something that we just accept, or we think is part of the job. It doesn't have to be that way. Second, we're addicted to busyness. This is me. This was me. Research shows that being busy gives us a psychological sense of importance, even if it's not the most effective. I'd go from work to working on my dissertation to working on my business I filled those gaps constantly, but I just chalked it up as I can carry the weight. I can carry more weight. I can take it on. This is what I want. This must be how we do it. We see other people hustle and grind. It's all about that grind. Let's go, go, go. And I realized that busyness trap doesn't have to be that way. And finally, there's a fear of failure. And this was me too. If I stopped working, if I stopped growing, if I stopped learning, if I stopped, taking care of problems, if I stopped engaging as often, as frequent, I would lose momentum. I would fall back. I'd be out of competition. I'd fall behind. I'd be seen as less committed. And when I say that out loud now and I think about it, someone gonna come challenge me on taking a 10-minute break to do some box breathing, to reset my stress levels, to clear my head so that I can make highly well-informed decisions, so I can have the energy to listen empathetically to my team who needs me. It sounds so silly when you take a different perspective on it. But we get caught in that trap. We get caught with that tunnel vision of what we think high performance, peak performance should be. And it's not that way. That's irony, is that we push ourselves too hard, which leads to burnout, which leads to brain fog, which leads to poor decision making. And the science is clear. Deliberate, unfocused time isn't a luxury. It's a productivity multiplier. So 4 practical ways that you can incorporate unfocused time into your leadership and in your life. First is micro breaks throughout the day. This doesn't have to be anything extravagant. It doesn't have to be anything that's overly time consuming. 10 to 15 minute breaks, right? 15 minutes, probably a sweet spot there between meetings or between tasks, or after about 90 to 120 minutes of work. Plan those 15 to 20 minutes to tap into your biorhythm. Walk around, stretch, look out a window. No phones, no distractions allowed. Studies show that even short breaks can improve focus and reduce stress. Take those breaks. Second, schedule white space on your calendar. Block out time where nothing is scheduled. No meetings, no calls, no tasks. And use this time to think and reflect. Even daydream. You can use this time to reflect back on the first half of your day or the first third of your day. You can use this unstructured time to think about how you want to tackle the second half of the afternoon. But it is your unstructured time. Some of the best leaders in history, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, they were famous for taking, thinking retreats to let their minds wander and generate game-changing ideas. A person I know who's a writer, best-selling author, 10, 15, 30 times over, takes those retreats to let to design that space where her mind can wander and her unfocused time comes out. And she's connecting creative thoughts and she's able to write in such a more effective manner versus just, pushing through that grind. Third, engage in play or creative hobbies. Ask yourself, think about when's the last time that you either played a sport, a team sport, an individual sport, played a game, had a creative hobby, painting, writing, playing a musical instrument. Play isn't just fun. It activates different parts of your brains in those creative centers. And as your brain's working in the background on playing guitar or on painting or doing resin work or woodworking or whatever it may be, it connects those dots on things that you may not even be at the forefront. It allows your brain time to relax and think and clear and make those connections. And you're going to find that in that play and that hobby in these times, you're going to have more and more and more aha and eureka moments. And the fourth is practice mind wandering techniques. Try mindful daydreaming, sit in a quiet space, let your mind drift on purpose. Just try to let those thoughts kind of ebb and flow and go. You can reflect on a challenge you're facing, but don't force it into the situation. Let your mind connect those ideas naturally. You can sit out and stare at a landscape, right? I like to do that. It gives my eyes time to unfocus from a computer screen when I stare off into the distance. 2, you start to pick up the movement of the trees, the color in the leaves, the birds that are chirping, the deer that are moving around, whatever it may be. And neuroscience has shown that structured daydreaming can improve creative problem solving by up to 40%. So here's your challenge. Your challenge for the week. After you've watched and listened to this episode, schedule unfocused time on your calendar. Start small. Micro breaks, play activity, whatever it may be. Block that unfocused time on your calendar once a day for the next 2 weeks. See how much of an impact it has on you. I guarantee it's going to have an impact. And if you're interested in learning more, check out Focus to Evolve, their spacious productivity and balanced thriving program. It is a game changer for you and your team. So remember, great ideas don't come from working more. They come from thinking differently. Give your mind permission to wander. You'll find new clarity. You'll find new connections and ideas and solutions that just aren't possible when you're stuck in that focused, high productivity mode of busyness. Thanks for tuning in to Leadership Decoded here in the Loop Internet Studio. If you enjoyed today's episode, give us a like, share, download, share what you've found with your fellow leaders. We want to help everybody lead at their very best. If you're an organization who's looking for hands-on, highly engaging training, I want to work with you. I offer creative methodologies such as Lego Serious Play in order to help teams understand more about leadership so that learning sticks well beyond the classroom. You can go to drwilliamramey.com to find out more. Connect with me on LinkedIn at Dr. William Ramey, on Instagram at Leadership Decoded Pod, or you can email me at will@onthestacks.com. Thanks for tuning in to Leadership Decoded. I'm your host, Dr. Will Ramey, and I'll see you the next time you press play.